Hi everyone, we are the Wellness Tribe and I'm Emily.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is our first podcast, so thank you so much for clicking on and listening to us. We are going to talk about our first 8 months in business.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about who we are, what the Wellness Tribe is. If you're thinking about going on a retreat, you might not know what to expect or what we're like. So we're just going to have a little chat about what we've been through in our first 8 months of business and how quickly it's growing. So
Hope you enjoy.
Let's tell everyone how we started. Where did we meet?
We met because you messaged me in lockdown, wanted me to go live on your page.
Yeah, so everyone remembers, don't they, when it was lockdown. And if you're a PT, you basically work for free because you just did them workouts for free. So that's what I was doing. I was like, you come and
live
do
on Instagram, just literally all your work for free, showing everyone what you do.
Jumping around my living room. Yeah. Outside in the garden, in the living room. And then I messaged you, didn't I? And you said that you were like, should I do it, should I not kind of thing.
Yeah. No way. So I was doing weekly yoga classes, but there was no way I was going live on Instagram.
No, she's dead I'm like, get on the camera. Yeah, but you're the dancer, the performer. So
but
this make sense.
No, never.
Yeah, so basically, it didn't seem like that to me. She was like, yeah, I want to do it. But your mum said that you didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it. I don't know. Anyway, I ended up doing it and it was fine. I mean, it wasn't fine, but it was fine. And then we just stayed in touch from then, didn't we? So that must have been, it was 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. But we just had a few little conversations, didn't we? And then Emma had the studio where she was teaching yoga. I wanted to do another class, like a Pilates kind of class. And then I didn't want to do it in a gym. But then you had the nice church set up, didn't you? So I was like, can I teach a class there? So we started seeing each other every week then, didn't we? So,
yeah. And then last year we had a coffee and you said that you wanted to do retreats. And I was like, I've always wanted to do retreats. And then within 24 hours, we'd gone home and through WhatsApp, we'd booked the biggest house in the lake.
No, and the most expensive house, can we say, wasn't it?
I think it's about $3,500 for 2 nights and it sleeps 26 people.
Yeah,
30 people maybe.
Yeah, we just booked this big, massive house.
And we were like, oh, it'll be fine. And that was in maybe the October. So this is October last year. And by the February, we were on our way to the retreat.
Yeah. So then we can kind of use this first one as an example of when you're doing a business and you want to start something. We did just go, we want to do this business. Let's book it and let's just do it. And you have got to have a bit of that. But looking back,
I think we click because we don't overthink.
No.
We just go, let's just do it. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
And in our heads, the worst thing that would happen was that we were going to be $3,500 down.
Which sounds like a lot. We're sounding like we're being a bit you could just throw that money away. But that was actually
it is
money that we did need. We didn't just have.
No, I hope it didn't come across like that. But we were like, that's the worst thing that can happen. So we had our mums in tow along with our friend Charlotte, who came and did the food. We threw them into this kitchen. Well, we've never done anything like it, have we? It was a proper working kitchen.
Yeah.
They were
it was amazing where it was, and we did have a really, really good time. But
we just
say now, where we've come along from there, it is mad because we just turned up, expected to be able to feed 20 people, make sure 20 people were happy, and we'd hardly spoke about it.
Our poor mums as well, they keep talking now. They were delighted with the dishwasher because it only took 3 minutes, and they couldn't believe that it only took 3 minutes.
It was proper graft, but they did love it. Mine would never done anything that adrenaline before. Yeah. She was thriving off telling all her friends, telling her dad.
Because everyone was everybody seemed to get on really, really well.
Yeah. Which was our instant first good sign that what we're doing here is nice. And I remember I've not really I'm gym, so my classes are super weights and stuff like that. I've never cried in a class, but I remember you did your yoga, didn't you? And then it was like the stop where you just stop and breathe. And I think because it was so hectic, I did it with them. And then I had to go in the kitchen because I was crying. And don't we cry every single time? Like,
and we're not cryers either, are we?
We're tough cookies, aren't we?
I know.
But like, I could cry just thinking about it, to be honest.
It was a mad weekend. And I think just seeing people there that quite a few were your clients that come to you, and then
in that
there was a few
one.
girls that had come from like Cambridge, and we thought, how?
Yeah.
Have you even heard about us? We didn't even have did we even have the
No,
Instagram
to
page?
give perspective, at this point we had no Instagram, no.
I mean, we had our personal Instagrams.
Yeah.
So you had your PT one and I had my yoga one, but we didn't have the Wellness Tribe.
No, we made it the day we got there.
I don't even think we were called the Wellness Tribe.
No, we were. We made it when we got there.
Oh.
And then we made that Instagram there, put the random pictures on and stuff, but people had booked it through,
There was no logo.
No.
There was
no branding. And we filled it 20 spaces, didn't we?
Yeah.
So that in itself is quite mad. So that just shows us, like, business-wise, there was a gap in the market for that, because obviously people know us and genuinely knew that what we were doing, we were interested in, was yoga, Pilates, health, wellness is us summed up. So it is a passion thing as well. But we filled that, and then we came back and...
How much was that first one?
Which?
That people paid to come? Can you remember?
Not expensive, like £300, £400, but we even undershot ourselves there, didn't we? Like, we obviously...
Yeah.
Didn't really
and then we had
money.
to figure out, like, we didn't know how much the food was going to cost per person, and we just really did throw ourselves in.
Very naive to, like, that side, weren't we? But since then, we're not. So we've used that as a proper learning thing. Like,
we've learned a lot in the past 6 months.
Yeah, so then in terms of branding wise, from then we went and thought we need to get, like, Instagram, TikTok, all this, because that was more me, wasn't it? You were like, I refuse to go on TikTok. Like,
I know.
Not a TikTok girly, but you've got to be.
Yeah. I have learned a lot from you.
Well, definitely. In that sense, because I think we've had people book our TikTok now. So just to put it in perspective, we don't post enough as we should have because we're both so busy. But the TikTok, at the time of the Spain retreat, I think I had like 300 followers or something. 2 of the guests out of like 6 or 8 came from TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
So the actual exposure you can get from it is insane. So just putting like a little video on is mad. So we're definitely running with that now.
I think something to say as well about the first retreat that we did. You invited 2 girls from TikTok.
Oh yeah, that helped a lot.
That are local to us.
Yeah, paid for them, didn't we?
Paid for them to come, and they posted for us. And then I was a little bit like skeptical, which is...
Yeah, you were like, why are you doing that?
I do really love these girls, by the way. But I had no idea like that would even work.
No.
And then when the Spain bookings came in, one of them booked because of one of those influencers coming.
Yeah, they were like, we've seen you on TikTok because of Ellie Fenland's TikTok. This was because of you. We got someone on the next retreat because of her, which is unreal, amazing. Yeah. So that side of things, we were just testing things out, and we still are, obviously, trying things. But even from then, we did that retreat, we used all the feedback, and we're very critical with everything, aren't we? Trying to be in a good way, and thought we can do so much better than that. So we were like, let's get the brand sorted, because I was like, we're not a brand, are we really?
Yeah.
But then that's what we wanted to talk about, because we were saying, like, we've both got our own businesses in the past, and then none of them have ever gone like this, have they? Like,
no, and also, like, we had to be it. And like, for me, it was evening, and yours was probably more morning, but you had to be somewhere at a certain time, like every week. And we were saying, like, we miss even like the dog walks or like having dinner with the family, or I don't know. We
needed something that we didn't need to be there all the time.
Yeah, that could work from our phones, and then a few times a year go off and see a different part of the world.
Yeah.
Which was the
aim. But that was the main point, actually. I was like, I'm never in the country. So I need to have a job that means that I can travel.
Yeah.
But how gorgeous have, like, the places been and stuff like that. So
oh my God,
it's
like
a dream.
We can imagine.
But anyway, back to the branding. So we spoke to Jack, who now we're really close with, aren't we? And she was like, remember when she sent us the brand first? And it was just, we were just like, yeah.
She sent us the first draft and we picked one straight away from that. She just knew exactly what we wanted.
Yeah.
She's our vibe.
Yeah, well, you will have seen the branding now anyway, listen to this, but it basically means radiating positivity, which is so nice.
It is lovely.
Some like being, but even with my stuff in the branding, I've looked at it. I've literally got her to recently redo mine. But I was saying to you, like, I don't love it.
Yeah.
It works, but it's not, that's not it. And then with that, straight away, I was like, that's it. That's the wellness tribe.
Yeah. And so I don't know whether you would like any for the new. For
I know I do like it
personal...
now. I finally liked it, but that's 7 years old.
Yeah.
So your branding needs to be strong if you're going to start doing what we're doing, because that's helped us so much on the Instagram, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. And like even seeing it on a bag or on candles or
it's so cute. It's so nice. I'm like literally obsessed. I want to wear it like everywhere, all the time. All the time.
So then we did the next retreat. As soon as we came back.
No, we did a day one.
As soon as we came back from Cumbria.
Yeah.
We didn't do a day one, did we?
We did.
Where?
In Helston Hall.
Oh, yeah.
That was nice. So a little day one. Did that straight away.
So we came back from Cumbria and then we did a day one straight away, which was in a really lovely setting, but that only fit in how many people?
Like 20 people or something like that. But even that filled really quick, didn't it?
Yeah, and we found that we would finish that day and then we'd all be like, everyone's staying, blah, 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 but everyone's got places to be, whereas on a retreat, you've got a whole weekend or a whole week with people to really get to know everyone and like really make connections, which is so much nicer than just a day.
Like my favourite thing. I honestly can't cope. The people we've met are just so nice, aren't they? And I think when they turn up and they're like, you can feel how like nervous people are, can't you? They're like all shaky and like, why have I done this? Because they've so many book alone. Yeah. And then you'll see them at the last day and they're like, bye, I'm going to miss you so much.
Crying.
Like hug, crying.
Yeah.
We're crying, they're crying. It's just gorgeous.
And I think even though we see them nervous, they've actually probably calmed down quite a bit by then because they've all come in the transfer together.
So they have a little chat before they get there, don't they? And then turn up. But it's
everyone always says, oh my God, they know my life already.
Yeah, so for anyone who's thinking of like travelling alone, if I was going to do it, that would be my perfect situation. You get to the airport, you maybe do your flight yourself for the first time, which is all new. But then, at the other side, there's other girls doing the exact same thing, waiting for you. You meet up, you get picked up, and then you go.
And the weird thing is, on every retreat that we've done so far, I don't know how to word what I mean, but there's like a group of women in very similar circumstances.
Like weirdly,
yeah.
Weirdly.
So, say in the Cumbria one, it was all like women in their like 20s, maybe early 30s. It wasn't all, but that was like the vast majority. And everybody just got on really well, like clicked, had the same... It was like a similar circumstance.
Theme. Yeah, it was like a similar theme. So like that first retreat, I feel like it was a lot of people loving being single.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Kind of not looking for any relationships. Yeah.
Or were in a relationship but maybe still lived on their own or with family.
Yeah.
And then another retreat that we did, there was more women that were late 30s, early 40s, wondering if they should go down the route of being like solo mum by choice or just looking for like the next steps that didn't involve a partner.
Yeah.
And then another retreat that we done was a few mums getting away.
Getting away, giving the time for themselves, being very like, I need this trip for me. I think it's just nice knowing what you hear people having the conversations, and my actual favourite thing in the whole world about them is when me and you are like faffing around in the kitchen, whatever, as we do. And then we'll hear them like laughing.
Yeah.
Like belly laughing really in Spain. It's just like clear in my brain. Like,
but
the door was shut.
Laughing, like... Yeah.
So happy. Like, laughing and we were like, can we get in there, please?
I know.
They come out and they were like, we're not finished yet. Give us more free time.
Yeah, more free time to like, just really got on so well, which was really, really nice.
I think that's the thing though. People might think it's like, I couldn't go to this retreat because it's just yoga. Really.
Or we're really
serious.
strict.
Yeah. It's not that kind of retreat.
No. We've learned a lot, don't get me wrong, like especially with keeping on top of time.
Yeah.
And keeping on top of schedule.
Yeah.
We have learned a lot in terms of that, because you'll always get some people who don't even...
No, but this is because we're very different though, remember? So
I know.
Is chill.
Yeah.
There's no rush.
There's no
rush for anything. I'm like, this at 7, this at 8. Then I'm going to eat at this time, Like, and I know that there's people who want to get up.
If you put a time on something, they'll be there on that time. And if you change the time...
That's unsettling.
Yeah, and I have learned that.
Oh yeah, massively.
And in my head, I would... And to be fair, a lot of the guests are similar to me.
Yeah, there's a mix. There's be some exactly like me, some like who...
But we've just learned that if we put a time on it, you respect that time and you do that at that time.
Yeah, so we found like a perfect middle ground, but that's the thing about doing it. I've never learned so much in such a... Because it's only been 8 months maybe. Because February will only be a year.
So we did do a mini day retreat last October.
Yeah, so not even a year.
And that was only, like we said before, like a day one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A morning, just a class, really.
Yeah, just like a little class with juices and stuff like that.
In a studio that I use all the time. So it was nothing out of the ordinary, really, for us. So yeah, that was only in last October, so not even a year. And then the first one that we did away was in February, so...
Yeah, February, Cumbria, came back from there, got everything sorted, Brandon-wise and everything like that. And then...
Another day one, then Spain.
And then the French Alps.
Then we did an evening one the week before the French Alps.
Yeah, that was really
That was lovely.
Yeah, but then we found again when we did that, we're doing a brunch one now, aren't we? Which is the event with the brunch after. So we can speak to people a little bit more.
Also, I remember that you'd said to me, I've invited so-and-so to come to this evening one. And I was like, brilliant. Like, whatever, I completely trust you.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I'd have girls come up to me and be like, thank you so much. And I was like, thanks so much for coming.
Yeah.
And then after you'd be like, that was the girl that I'd invited. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even have the chance.
It was busy. There was like 50 people.
Yeah, but not even the chance to say like, thank you, or like a catch up, or you'd have friends there that wanted to chat and you'd be thinking, I'd love to chat to you, but...
We need 2-3 hours. So we thought we'll put this little brunch on and then everyone, because a big part of it is the connection side, isn't it? I think a lot of women now are like, we're so busy at home, life's so hectic, we're the worst for it. We're not going to come on and be like, we live chilled lives and don't work really hard, because we really, really do. But I think we're quite selfish in the way of self-care, looking after ourselves, taking out time for us to do the things that we want to do. And that's what we were trying to tell people, so that they need that.
As an example, this brunch, which is our next event, is £55 for a ticket, which includes an 1.5-hour class with like a mini journal and then some of the merch, which is usually gifts, like a tote bag. And we're just deciding on a few other little bits.
A class with both of us.
A class with both of us, yeah, which is the 1.5 hours. And then after that is the brunch, which is also included. And we were like...
chef, might we add?
Oh. Not just our brunch.
We're not doing the cooking this time, people.
So £55, I was like, oh my God, don't know if people will pay that. And then we were chatting before and we were like, that's cheaper than going out for tea on a Saturday night and having a drink and... You know,
one cocktail is like £15 now.
Yeah, so
2 of them, you're £30 in.
Yeah, so we were saying about that, and it really is what you value, and I've learned that a lot from you.
Yeah,
I would always be like, I mean, my yoga classes were always £5. And you were like, what the hell?
I was like, Emily, no, because we've both done things though for like something, and it's the value that you're given in it. And I think people see £5 and they think, I'm not going to show, I can just miss that. I'm not going to show up this week because it's only £5. I'm only losing £5. But like, I don't care if people pay and don't come. I'd rather than be there, because an empty class to me makes me feel I don't enjoy it. I want a full class. And then you think, if you've got people in there that value what you're doing and want to be there, then it's so much better. And the more, but as we were saying before, we're not with the retreats putting ridiculous prices on things at the moment. We're just growing steadily, aren't we? There's a lot more expensive retreats out there, but we're going at the pace that we need to be. But we're putting every little bit of value into it, aren't we? So it just,
we really are.
for that £55 say for the day, like you could meet someone that you'll be friends with forever. Like we've got people coming on the retreat. We are so happy, aren't we? That 3 of them are coming from Spain, but they're from all different places and they're just
so they're coming to the brunch and they met in Spain.
Yeah.
And to see them all book on, we were...
Yeah, it's just so crazy.
Nice, isn't it?
It is crazy. And then where people are coming from is just mad. So that's obviously, we need to find out more about the power of social media for us is how the whole business has been social media.
Yeah.
Not anywhere else.
No. In fact, we only had a website built not long ago.
Yeah, the website was the Alps.
So the funny thing is about Spain, so we didn't know any of the guests coming to Spain. Oh no, we did. Your best friend booked on last minute.
Yeah, but that was it.
So she had other plans and then she was like, do you know what? I'm going to take that last place. I really want to come.
Yeah.
And we were like, brilliant.
Come along.
So other than that, they were all girls that we did not know.
Coming on their own as well. I think we had
we had 2 friends come together.
2 friends, everyone else came on their own.
And they turned up and they were like, oh my God, you're real? And we were like, what do you mean? They were like, we were worried that we would just turn up at Malaga airport and it would be like, haha, it was a scam, like, enjoy your holiday, but that's not what you thought.
And we were like,
there's
why?
no accommodation included in this is all a big lie. And we were like, why?
They're like, we've got no website.
There's no website. We've just paid this money through like the Go Cardless thing. And it was, it does seem legit, obviously is legit.
It obviously it's legit.
But there was no phone call from all, it's things like this that we think actually it is a little bit mad. Like there's
I think there's a big
it's a lot
trust
more legit now.
Yeah. But I think that was the brand now. So, I think that was the brand.
We couldn't be more thankful to everybody who's come so far because it really was like a big leap of faith for them and just to think,
yeah, and if they hadn't come on them first ones, we wouldn't even be able to do anything like that now. So you've got to kind of take the jump and I think...
But we did think that would be us all over. We would book something like that.
Yeah.
And have no doubt that it wasn't real. But like my boyfriend in particular would have been like, are you for real?
Are you mad?
He's very like skeptical of things like that.
Yeah.
He would have thought, what are you, like, you don't just book something random like that. Like, where's the website? Where's the reviews? There was nothing.
No, but I think that's what's crazy about it though, because like how?
Yeah.
Now it's a lot more legit. Like it looks
gorgeous. 100% now, but this is
now.
what we mean by about learning and like progressing each month. It's always something each month that we think, oh, we've done that.
Yeah. So I think that's the thing for us now. Now all that's set up, we can just go for it now, can't we? So we've got...
And we're getting messages all the time now, aren't we, about people wanting to come and do the catering for us.
Oh, like, yeah, that's really nice.
Like Spanish women who've found us on Instagram and been like, this is my service. Would you like this? Would you like this? Like,
yeah, we had that girl asking to come and she was like, work for Gymshark or something like that, doing Pilates. And we're like, you want to work with us? Because it's still small, but I don't know. There's something about it anyway. I think... With anything though, I think it's so clear what we're doing. We are getting people together through movement, Pilates, yoga.
We are doing what the name says as well. We are very much about wellness. We're not about restricting. We're not saying you cannot have 1 drop of alcohol. We are plant-based only. Like we have a wine and have cookies at night.
Yeah, because we're not. So how could we? I think it's just not authentic for us to be like, try and copy what everyone else is doing and do these strict retreats, juice only or whatever. If that's your thing, that's absolutely fine.
Like, no, we've got banana bread on the table 24/7. Like, we are having mini pancakes at breakfast. Like,
but to make it work as well, we've got all the healthy.
We don't stop, do we? We're walking, we're doing yoga, we're doing Pilates. Like, we've got one-to-one PT sessions with you. It is all about the balance. Like, so all the meals are really healthy, but the treats are there.
And even the banana bread's all made by you, which is so nice. I just can't wait to eat it again.
We're all about like the no preservatives at the minute as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
And like
trying to keep everything as like unprocessed as possible.
It's a big thing at the minute, I know, but like we're looking into it a lot as well. And it is interesting, and we do bring everything that we're into and what we've read about onto our retreats as well, don't we?
Yeah, I think a shock to me was though, I don't know about you, was I went into it, travel, tick, Pilates, tick, yoga, blah, 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 all that perfect. But I wasn't expecting it to be as like healing for people as it was and emotional, which is nice, but not in a cringy way. because it's never cringy. It's just this safe space where when I come home, I think, was that real? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Because even when we open up, we're having these conversations with people. I'm like, I wouldn't tell.
Yeah, but we have learned that though. So going back to our first one in Cumbria, we weren't open enough, or we didn't have the time set aside to let people open up, maybe. And that's not to say that people weren't having their own conversations together, or they haven't been put in a room with somebody and they were having those conversations on their own, like with each other. But as a group, that didn't happen, and that's something that we knew that we wanted to change going forward. And then since then, it's just been like, we can't believe it, can we? Like,
no, people are coming back and saying that their lives have changed when they've come back.
And then one woman in particular who came with us to one of our retreats, she's messaged and she's like, I knew that I wanted to change job, but you've inspired me and I've booked my tickets. I'm going to India. I'm doing my yoga training. I'm doing it. And we were like, amazing.
Yeah,
that is the best thing.
Because she
that
was
could
like,
have come out of it.
I just can't believe you've both got an idea and you've just gone and done it. And we were just like, we have to.
And for people to have had like abusive relationships, which was a big theme on one of them in particular, wasn't it?
Yeah, which is
horrendous.
Yeah.
To have like spoke about it and like turned a new leaf, if you like.
But
and,
I think people struggle to find friends and stuff who are on the same wavelength. So if that's you, like, I've got my best friend and then we're close now because of work and stuff, but I only really do put that time into those relationships now. I think people need to be more selfish with who you're choosing to spend your time with. Like, if you need to go to these things to meet people that you could potentially meet up with in the future because that's your person, then
I think talking about relationships as well, sometimes you can go on and on to like a friend in particular and they're probably like, oh God, like I can't hear about that again.
Yeah.
Or I've been here since the beginning and just get rid, like, why are you not over that? Whereas when you meet people who have been through the same thing, it was like, they just really connected over. Like,
because there's stuff we don't understand. Like,
100%.
We're both in relationships, so, and not had that kind of trauma in that way. We're just there to listen, which is totally fine. But then you get so much more from the actual guests. So we owe a lot to our guests, really, because they'll give each other so much advice.
And don't get me wrong, it's not always that tone.
No.
You know.
We have a ball.
It's not always that tone and it's not always that type of person who's been through all that kind of stuff to come on a retreat. Like I said, it's always a different...
Lily was only 21, came on her own. Why have you come on, Lily? Just want to be more confident. I think if I come, be confident. And then, no, I wanted to speak about this. The weird things that have happened.
I know.
Like that, it's weird.
So when we were in Spain, so that was our second retreat. And when we were there, we were like, let's go up to this balcony. Like, no one's been on this balcony.
It was in someone's room, wasn't it?
It was off somebody's room. And, the way it works in a villa, not every room is the same. They're not the same size. They've not all got a balcony. So this room in particular, we were like, we need your balcony. We need that balcony.
Can we have it, please?
So we went and set up. And it was just gorgeous. Like, the sun was setting and it was a full moon and we couldn't believe that it was a full moon.
We'll have to put the pictures on, like, to show what it is, but they were amazing, weren't they?
It was absolutely amazing. And we had these cards and they weren't the cards that we were going to give out.
It was like a ceremony, wasn't it? It's when we
call it the closing ceremony.
It's like a closing ceremony to say bye to everyone and we go through the journals. Well, not every time.
Yeah, we just reflect, don't we?
Reflection, on the trip, how they feel when they came, and that will be written down somewhere and they can compare it and just maybe share something out loud, but we don't put any pressure on anyone to say anything.
Yeah.
But at the start, people are quite closed off and you'll find at the end they're willing to share then. So that's a reason for that, isn't it? But it was just gorgeous.
So we've got these cards and it just so happens that they weren't the cards that we actually wanted to give out. They were a different pack of cards. These are the manifestation cards. We left the cards. So we had this other pack.
Yeah.
And there was just enough cards for everybody to have a card.
Yeah,
which
a card
was
each.
Mad anyway.
Yeah.
Literally just enough. And everyone turns over their cards and they're reading it out. And it, like, this one girl in particular read hers out. And it was the same quote as what's on her phone case. And she was like, I live by this quote. And we were like, how?
But then you do them things and you think, I actually had to say it. I was like, honestly, we have not looked at the cards and we haven't given these cards because we hadn't.
We didn't know what was on the like. We hadn't spent time researching these cards. Like I say, we'd left the ones that we wanted to do.
They were like affirmation cards. And basically this card that we're talking about says, you're exactly where you need to be. Gorgeous quote. Yeah. Love it. But it was on the back of her phone case and her face was just like...
And there were other ones as well that were like...
So
perfect for whatever situation that they were in.
Even people saying, we've had on the front tops one, actually, there was Emily, wasn't there? And she wanted to look about changing her job. So when she got home, she didn't have it. She wasn't on it for healing, really. She was just like, want to meet new people, feel more confident. And she was like, yeah, I think I want to go back and like change my job. And then the card said something like, it's time for you to look at your options and see what other options are available, something like that. And we were just like,
how have I been given this card? And I know that you could say, well, any card, it's a bit like a horoscope, fits with any situation, but...
They were so specific that it's just not.
They were just so specific, especially with the phone case.
Yeah, like you couldn't actually write that ever.
Yeah.
No, it was insane. And then we had a full moon in Spain.
And it was literally...
the brightest full moon.
The brightest full moon. It was the clearest sky. It was reflecting into the sea. It was just gorgeous, wasn't it?
Like beaming. And I remember my room that I was staying in was at the back of the house and it had like a little window in it. I've got a picture on my phone, but it was exactly in the middle of my window the whole time. And the light was that powerful that it beamed into my room on the last night. And I was just there like... And it's just these little signs that we think we've got to do something with this. Mm. And it sounds like all like, oh, that we're just saying it and we're really not. I think you just do get a sign with things when they're right, aren't they? And how things have flown, like led onto each other in this business is not anything I've experienced before.
I think even the villas and the houses that we go for are just picked on trust, aren't they? Like we just go, that looks nice. That's our vibe. It's around the right price bracket. Let's go for that.
Yeah.
And we turn up and we're always blown away. Like...
No, like absolutely blown away. We're going back to 2.
Yeah. There are things that you would maybe change. That's only because we would like more wellness type stuff in here, which is obviously stuff that we have to do wherever we are.
And we'll improve anything. So we like,
we
said to stores, we want to make the beds comfier, pillows, because that's what we've got to do. That's our job.
Yeah, so we'll do stuff like that. And it's always nice to have feedback from all the guests of things that they would like to change. But even the price of things. So the retreats, like, for example, the Spain retreat isn't as expensive as the Alps one is.
Because it is more
to do
luxury.
With the luxury. Like, the Alps retreat was luxurious. Like...
Yeah, there's like levels to it, but...
All gorgeous.
But it's just learning, isn't it, for us? Even the Alps, I said it the other day. I was like, you were like, we should go there in the summer. I was like, go skiing there?
Yeah.
Why are we going to the Alps in the summer? I don't get it. Don't get it at all.
To be fair, loads of... I do baby ballet, so like a lot of the mums that come there would ask me about it and they'd be like, the Alps, like why are you going to the Alps now? Like a lot of the same like perspective as what you had. And I was like, it's really nice in the summer, you know.
It was unbelievable. Like one of the nicest places I've ever been. That lake.
There was rain forecast all week and the week after. And in fact, one of our friends went the week after to the exact same place for a wedding and it rained on the wedding day all day. And when we were there for 3 days, it was just full sun.
30 degrees, swimming in the lake.
Full sun.
This view that you can't even capture on your phone.
I can't even tell you the view at that lake. We'll
definitely be back there. We're looking at booking that, aren't we? Again,
we Googled lake in Morsey and it came up and we were like, brilliant, let's book a taxi. We're going.
This is the thing, like I feel like people, like they do look so perfect and went. Obviously not everything's perfect. I'm trying to think of other things that we've had, but I think the good does just outweigh the bad so much.
I like things in a good light though. You know, we make the most of things that aren't necessarily brilliant.
Yeah.
We'll just be like, it's fine.
It's fine, we'll adapt and we get on really well like that. I don't think I could do a business with someone who was too similar to me. We need that difference, I think.
Like we'd ordered yoga mats to come so that we could take them to the Alps and they just didn't come in time.
Yeah, they just didn't come.
Like,
And then in Spain, they didn't come again. We had to buy ones there.
We actually ordered them to get delivered to the villa in Spain.
That didn't work.
The order just got cancelled. But we found a Decathlon and they had green yoga mats.
We scurried around the shop.
Brilliant. And then the owner of the villa was like, you can keep them here. That's fine. So they're there ready for us now to go back in September.
And he's so nice, isn't he?
He is lovely. And then we're looking into next year now as well, aren't we? Where to go?
Yeah, I think we've got some like big plans and whatever. We've got Croatia, haven't we? Which looks like the Love Island villa.
It
so
looks
that's going to be absolutely sensational.
Unreal.
It's going to be so nice. I can't wait to be there.
I've not been to Croatia either, so it'll be nice to go there.
Turns. It was like the French Alps, and to be fair, if Croatia's not good, then that's on me.
No, Croatia will be gorgeous. I think if we're being honest, like a lot of these villas in the summer are really, really expensive. And we're talking villas that have got like 6+ bedrooms.
Yeah, and we need like a high level because we want it to be amazing as well. So it's finding a price. So obviously that's what I'm saying about the prices. It might seem expensive to people, but we're trying to offer like the best.
Yeah. So we're looking at villas, and if we were wanting to go to Spain in July, August, even June, like it's just we just cannot do it.
Which we will do, but
we
the
absolutely
price will have to
but we also have
it.
to be more organised because they're all booked out, and we're like
But that's what I mean. The growth's been crazy, so we're just catching our tails at the moment.
Whereas the Alps is somewhere that is busier in the winter than it is in the summer.
But it's a proper gem.
Oh my goodness,
Hidden gem.
It's just so nice, isn't it? And it's like being in the lakes, but the weather's guaranteed and the views are like 10 times better.
Yeah.
So that was that reason. But we're also looking into going to places like Spain or Mallorca or somewhere in January, which is a bit of a random one. But we always think like to have weather that's even like 17, 18 degrees and feeling the warmth on your face, on your skin in January.
And better than this rain, miserable. So I think we definitely do that. I think it's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. We're big dreamers, aren't we? Got big dreams.
Yeah.
Barbie's one of the dreams. I mean, it's kind of Barbie. This film took over the shine from the real Barbie. Barbie existed before this film came out.
We're going back to like 90s Barbie.
Yeah, like we didn't think about the film when we discussed Barbie.
Yeah. So Rach and Adam want to move abroad. And I was like, brilliant, you go abroad. You do it.
Yeah.
But I was packing for the Alps and I was thinking, this is getting more... Why? You do want to live abroad in time.
Yeah,
we're
in the
talking
future.
like when you're 40.
Yeah,
you would love to live abroad. This is the dream for like
Rach
we're
talking big dreams.
90-year-old Rach would live in Marbella. I would
90.
never live abroad.
Yeah, you don't want to live abroad.
You like the sun. So when we're talking about retreats, it's always going to be me doing the packing. It'll be me packing up to go.
I want a country house in the countryside, loads of like land.
Yeah, and I know.
I want a villa.
You'll be back and forth. You'll be having a house here and a house there, and you'll be...
Big dreams.
Yeah, and that's the goal. That's not for me. So I know it'll be me packing. So I was saying to my mum, this is ridiculous. Like the garage is overrun. We've got yoga mats. We've got like just different stuff that comes with us. We were talking before about blankets and throws to the bed, cushions, bits and bobs that like you do not need for a retreat.
But we need.
But we want.
We want. It's a want, not a need.
It's definitely a want. Yeah. And
it's a vibe.
We were driving, we were in France, like driving through Geneva, and I was saying, that's what we need. And it was the Barbie Jeep.
Open top Jeep, preferably pink or green.
And my mum and dad have got the space now. They've got rid of a car or whatever, and they've got the space for a Jeep to be sat
sit on the driveway.
And I was going,
that's how you're going to get everywhere.
Needs Barbie is going to be sat in their driveway.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the Barbie Jeep.
Yeah, it's going to be real life Barbie, and that's how we're going to get from retreats. Isn't it? In the Barbie. That's dream number one.
So that's the dream, but not only to be able to drive to and from retreats, this will be at the festivals. Like we want to be...
Oh yeah, we want to be at Glastonbury.
We want to be at Glastonbury.
With yoga mats.
Doing a class.
Yeah. It's another dream.
That is on the list, which is a bit of a random one.
Manifestation believers, aren't we? That's a big part of our retreat. So we do have big dreams, but I think This is a big dream, what we're
The
doing
Barbie Jeep is going to Cumbria. She'll be at that retreat, obviously. But we were also saying before, she will also be going to Scotland. I don't know what it is, how we have got so many women following us from Scotland.
I know.
But we've got quite a few. And there was 2 girls that came to the Alps that were from Scotland, and
not even near each other either. Like,
No.
and didn't know each other. They were on their own. So I think we put a poll box on our story the other day, and we had Derbyshire, Lake District, Birmingham, Scotland, obviously like Edinburgh, wasn't there? A few. Devon.
We want to get away to places in the UK that we've not been.
So it's perfect.
So it's going to be perfect. But I was saying I would even drive to the Alps. We're not driving to Croatia, you know.
No,
Let's be
maybe
realistic.
Spain.
But yeah, it's a goal. That's the goal. And then that was our goal for next year.
Yeah, hopefully next year.
So a few more days in, maybe not even weekend retreats in the UK, but just days.
But yeah, if you're watching this, where do you want to see us? Where do we need to do a retreat? We put it on, and I think honestly that's why it's crazy. If you want to start your own business, do smash the socials, you know, because I think this story that I'm talking about, we had like 400 views on it because we're still growing, obviously. And there was like 20, 25 replies with different places, wasn't there? And I just think on my normal page, I've got so many more followers than that, but you don't get engagement like that.
I suppose 25 doesn't sound like that many, but...
No, but different places.
They were all different places. Like, we couldn't believe it.
No.
We really couldn't believe it.
That's amazing.
And obviously none of our friends or like local women that come to our retreats had replied to that because they know that we know where they're from. We see them a lot, you know. So this is all women that we'd never interacted with before, and they were like, the Peak District, Devon, Cornwall, Wales, Scotland, like Newcastle. There was just so many, and we were
I had one on TikTok from Spain, Italy.
Really?
Comment saying, when you're in Italy, please can you let me know?
Barbie can come to Italy.
Can go to Italy. She'll go to Italy. So yeah, let us know in the comments where you want to see us.
Yeah.
Because we need to
and
start
whether
away.
you would want a day or a weekend, because Barbie can do either.
Is she available?
Barbie's available. Another goal.
I want to go to Bali.
You would like to do a Bali retreat, wouldn't you?
I think a lot of people want to go to Bali, but you can't, not everyone's got a boyfriend or would want to go on their own. It's brave, isn't it, to go on your own to Bali. Obviously, Bali's my place. My dog's called Bali.
Sure, ideal place, isn't it?
It's like the place.
I've never been, but obviously
you'd have to
see it a lot. I'd be there.
I'd need you there. That is a goal.
And we look at villas all the time there, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. It's just building up that reputation online that people trust us enough to go to Bali.
Yeah, so seeing us like this, people can know that we're real.
That we're real, you know, flying to Malaga, that is a huge step, but it is Malaga, and a lot of people
might have been
before, whereas Bali, we're talking like, that's a long trip.
It's a long trip, but we'd be waiting for you, like.
We'd be there. We'd be all set up. We'd be waiting for you.
Yeah. I think that can happen soon.
That's a goal of yours, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Villa?
Well, you want to buy that villa that we stayed in, so.
That villa in Spain is going to be ours. Like, I'm not even going to
say this, sorry, we're not stealing your villa.
Not even going to say. I would like that. I know that is going to be ours. I just know it.
Well, yeah.
I just know.
Yeah. It was perfect, like.
It was perfect, but it wasn't. It wasn't
too much.
You know, there's not every single room has got an ensuite or like.
Yeah.
That room that we have to stay in this room, by the way, because we could not put people in there.
You couldn't put 2 people who didn't know each other.
You could not put 2
you
people.
You're very exposed with the bath situation. The bath's in the
toilet
centre of the room.
and the bath are on a podium. Like, they are on a podium.
It's like a throne.
It's a throne.
We called it the throne, didn't we?
The throne. Like, you know, we're not going to put 2 girls that haven't met each other before on the throne. You know, so we're in this bedroom, we're looking around, we're thinking, what is going on?
But it was just perfect.
But it's overlooking the sea, isn't it, the throne?
Yeah. The throne looks over the sea, so you have a way and you look over the sea.
But any other room is just like a gorgeous twin room.
Yeah, they're all like quite normal.
And the bathrooms have got so much potential. Like, they are lovely. The kitchen's perfect. There's a big driveway up to it. And then, like, we just vision it with like the whole pergola situation with like the PT stuff in there.
Yeah. There's an outdoor barbecue. The pool looks over like the sea.
It's just really perfect. But like I say, it's almost like, it's probably not within reach really, but in our heads it's soon. Like within reach, because it's not the luxury that we had in the Alps.
Yeah, so we've seen more luxury now, so
yeah,
maybe we want more. Don't know. Anyway, we've got big
Barbie
plans,
will be up that path before you know it.
Oh, I just hope we get it. I hope we can do this podcast again with Barbie.
With Barbie, you want to say Barbies?
Or in Barbie.
So Barbie could be a scruffy Jeep, you know. Barbie's going to get painted. She's going to be matte green. She's going to have the wellness tribe all over her. She's going to be at Glasgow next year. So
keep a lookout.
If you're hoping for tickets, maybe you'll see Barbie there.
Should I come on my own? I'm a guest thinking about it. Like, what will make them feel comfortable about coming on their own?
I would say 90% of guests come on their own.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And they leave having made friends that they probably wouldn't have made had they have come with a friend originally. And that's only because you do throw yourself in when you come on your own.
Yeah.
You know, you've not got like, you could be whoever you want to be when you come on your own.
Yeah, and connect to who you actually are. I think people hide behind someone a lot and maybe don't speak to people, or just think, oh, that's my comfort blanket, which is fine.
And don't get me wrong, like, these women are often shy.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily...
And you don't have to be outgoing. Like,
they're not necessarily outgoing and really, really confident.
They might want to go and read the book on their own for a little bit, but we have a lot of free time for
and
you
also
to do
then,
that.
If an evening they are having a wine and they are howling round
and
the
laughing.
table. Like, they are...
Just taking it all in.
Yeah. I would actually recommend coming on your own.
Yeah.
Which isn't to say don't come if you've got a like-minded friend, or... I know one girl came to the Alps and she was like, I'm going to come next time with my mum. I know she would love it.
Yeah.
And that would be lovely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because her mum might meet people their similar age and stuff like that.
But honestly, anything goes, doesn't it?
Yeah. And you'll be absolutely fine. You'll meet new people and it'll be amazing.
I think we get asked a lot about what is our brand. What is our brand about?
Well, our brand literally is about bringing people together, women together. We're female only, number one. Female only. Giving people the opportunity and the safe space to travel on their own without having to actually going away and leaving the stresses at home. Because people are busy mums. They might be going through a hard time. There's a lot going on. It's chaotic. And even if you're going through like the end of like a divorce or anything like that, it's not just like quick, the divorce is over. There's a lot of stuff that you're dealing with at home. And it's good to come away, detach from that a little bit, isn't it? Do the things you enjoy. So move your body, do Pilates, breathe in the morning, meditate with a coffee, and just slow down and reflect on things, and then go back with like a different perspective. Speak to someone who might think, you know what, you can do this, like, you're going to be fine. I'm 6 months ahead of you. And I feel so much better than I did when I was you then.
I think as well, I hope it hasn't come across a negative that people always come if they've got problems as such. Like, one person who I'm thinking of in particular had done really well in her work. She was like thriving.
Yeah.
And she hadn't stopped to think about how far she'd come and what she'd done for herself.
Yeah, and she's like really successful.
Like, finds it difficult to take a step and to go even have a holiday. And she was like, I need a minute.
Yeah, I just need a break. I need
to think of how far I've come and like enjoy.
Yeah, and go home resting more. Like, not always needing to do more. I'm bad for that. But even when I go away, I just stop in the morning and just think, oh, this is nice. Like, to just breathe, have a coffee. And then you just go home and you think, I can deal with any of this now because I've given myself a break that you deserve. People think, I can't because of the kids or whatever. And it's like, you can. You can. And you can go back to it. If you've got the support
like
there,
it's often 2 or 3 nights away.
Yeah, not too long.
You can do it.
Yeah.
It's not too long.
Yeah, but in terms of the brand, it's like being a part of something as well. So you come to a retreat and then hopefully we'll see you again. Hopefully we'll see you in a cap. Hopefully we'll see you in a bag, walking around, and then you can be like, that's an amazing memory that I've got of whatever I went to, and whatever we did there might embed a little bit more, because it's a reminder for us, isn't it? When we wear all our stuff, it's like, like all the amazing memories and stuff. I think as soon as we get back to Spain, we've got our caps on, it's just all of it comes together and people see it. One of the girls put a story on today. She was in the gym with a little water bottle and she was like, yeah, I love it. I use it every day. It's just like something you can connect to that isn't in your day-to-day life. Like you can go on a retreat and go tell other people about how you've went to this amazing retreat and you've got friends, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, I'd love to do something like that. Like, you're so brave. So that's nice for us, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
And it's like that there's no roof on it. So we try and tell people, if you're scared to do things you want to do, we're just going with it and we're running with it and we're going to make it happen. It's going to happen, isn't it? Whatever we want to do, we're going to do it. I think people are like, whoa, really?
We always want the same things as well.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah, we're a bit crazy like that, but it works right now. Otherwise we wouldn't do anything, would we?
This is definitely one for you to answer, but I want to come on a retreat. Yeah. How can I pay for it? So what are my options?
Yeah, well, in terms of affordability, we try and pitch them as affordable anyway. We're not charging extortionate prices compared to like the market anyway, because we're a new brand. But in terms of paying for it, we're really flexible. We take a 25% deposit, don't we? And you can pay the rest of it in 2 or 3, depending on the time schedule. And if you can't afford, or you don't have the time to come away with us for a long period of time, then you can just come to our day one. So that's the brunch ones, isn't it? So that's obviously more affordable. It's just a day. You don't need to take too much time out of your life. But the retreats themselves are only 3 nights. We're probably not going to do longer than that, are we? Unless it was Bali.
I think we did 4 in Spain and we were like, let's do 3. We can fit it into 3.
Yeah, it's like a weekend break. We do it over the weekends as well. So
yeah, you can get everything out of it in 3 nights, and it's more suitable for people's lives to get away for 3.
Yeah, we're really like flexible in terms of your situation. We want people to come. We don't want it to be inaccessible or look like it's something that's not for the everyday. Girls, this is what it's for. Like, we're not rich people, are we? No. So we're not creating something for rich people. I
mean, we're glad that it sounds luxury.
Yeah, we want it to sound luxury, and obviously it is for anyone, but it's not out of reach for people. And if you need 3 payments and that's accessible for us in that time, we will do it, because we want to make it accessible for everyone. So yeah,
absolutely,
we can make it work, can't we?
Yeah. And then, like you said, we do day events anyway, which are obviously,
we always say it's cheaper than a night out.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone's going on a night out with a mate. If you can afford a night out with your mate, then you can afford a wellness morning with us, which is actually going to benefit your health and your mind and your body.
You'll be in the tribe.
And you'll be in the tribe. And you got a hat.
And we're also looking into the tribe being online. So through our website, we've got the Self-Love Club, and we are working on that now. So that is a monthly subscription where you can get all the benefits from being on a retreat with us at home.
Yeah, because we haven't really touched on the self-love part, but that's probably like a massive part, especially from my side, isn't it? We try and get people to love themselves a lot more. And that's a point that we didn't say, but on the last retreat we did in the Alps, that was like the main thing, wasn't it? It was more women wanting to come who were quite insecure about certain things and wanted to conquer that. And we just try and help people overcome how self-consciously do feel in the day-to-day and how self-critical we are about everything, like about how we look, our job, if we could be doing more, like should we be doing less? Like everything's just, we're over-analysing everything and not just loving where we're at now with our lives, with our bodies. Obviously I'm a PT and I say to people, you're not going to get the results you want if you don't love who you are now, if you don't learn to love your situation and you're grateful for your body, being able to move, being able to exercise, and being like, no, I can actually achieve what I want, then you'll get there because you're accepting, this is me now. But you're more than capable of getting to where you want to be, but you've got to love who you are now.
And I would say the Spain retreat that we did in May was a lot more about manifesting the life that you want.
Yeah, so combined, it's really gorgeous.
So thank you so much for listening to our first podcast.
Well, we'll try and be back for more because we really enjoyed that. So if you want to see us again or you've got any questions, please put them in the comments and let us know and we'll discuss it next time. But thank you.